It's like, no, I don't like her anymore. You prisoned entire hosts of angels inside the ward stones. Why did you do that? Wow. Why did you do that to them?
Every one of my angels volunteered for that mission. They all knew what kind of watch they were going to keep. They knew that it would be a hard and exhausting battle, but that the lives of mortals throughout Golarion would depend on it. Alas, angels' minds can be as fragile as the minds of mortals. In less than 100 years, many wavered and wished to break the oath they had sworn. I do not blame them. I blame myself for allowing them to take on a burden that was too heavy for them.
Well, I blame you too. Did you send your herald to follow me to the abyss, or did he go on his own free will?
He acted on his own noble impulse, and I did not stop him. I also did not try to dispel his misconception about you being my chosen one. I do not lie, but both celestial beings and mortals can be mistaken.
She doesn't lie, sure. She merely withholds some of the truth. For the noblest of reasons, of course.
Oh god, that was great. Oh my god, that was amazing. Nocticula 1, Iomade 0. Okay, like Nocticula just stopped. Just like destroy, like she's vanquished. That like she's just you know, the burn, man. What was that? She doesn't lie, she just withholds the truth. Do you know what happened to your herald?
My herald, my loyal companion, was captured, and now demons are using him to attack Dresden. They're holding him in the Ivory Labyrinth, Baphomet's realm of the Abyss. It is a place I cannot go. Not even to save my faithful friend. For doing so would start an interplanar war.
The Ivory Labyrinth. Was you trying to think? But then I think I may be saying something weird. But the Ivory Labyrinth is not the Ivory Sanctum, right? Because I know there was ivory in it, but I'm 90% sure that it wasn't Labyrinth, that it was Sanctum. I mean, I know there was a dungeon we did. Not the same thing. Okay, great, awesome. They should definitely change the name of these because it's confusing.
Right now, as we speak, Baphomet's servants are torturing the hand of the Inheritor. Tormented and anguished, he reaches for you with his thoughts and his soul. I cannot tell if he sees you as a great unfulfilled hope or a last chance. But Baphomet knows well how to exploit such desperate yearning. He has turned my herald into a source of power to open temporary portals. They do not last long, but they lead from the dungeon where the hand of the Inheritor suffers, right to your doorstep. Baphomet does not need to lead his armies through the rifts. Now he can send them right here. As long as my poor herald remains in the hands of that monster, this will not stop. I cannot say if it is still possible to save him, or if putting him out of his misery is the only way. I cannot openly ask you to intervene. But if you decide to do so, you will be helping both yourself and the one who chose the martyr's path when he followed you into the abyss.
I'll think about it. He wasn't the nicest person with me either, so you know. Ever since I acquired these powers, everyone has believed me to be Iomede's chosen. Why didn't you do anything to dispel this misunderstanding?
At first, I did not know who you were. or where your powers originated. This was revealed to me only when my herald offered up his dying prayer from the depths of the abyss. And following his desperate plea, I sought to confirm my suspicions. Until that point, I had observed you without intervening. After all, your crusade was securing victories, the first Golarion had seen in many years. So even if it was not I who had sent you into battle, it felt unfair to undermine you.
In other words, our Imperial guest had no problem with your power, as long as she didn't know where it came from. She didn't even share her suspicions with her own herald. And after all that, someone dares to claim that demons are the most deceitful creatures?
So, Nocticula 2, Iomedae 0.
You should not blame someone else if you base your accusations on vague suspicions rather than solid proof. You call my behavior deceitful. You, of all creatures, who kept the commander ignorant of the fate you had chosen for her? Indeed, the insolence of demons knows no bounds.
Okay, but here's the thing. She didn't tell me, but it was so obvious. She didn't need to tell me. Okay, it was like so obvious. By the way, does she have 3 tails? Just noticed. Nocticula has 3 tails. Isn't that an exaggeration, Owlcat? Don't you think this is way too much? Gerlin says, damn Nocticula, calm down. Soon we need to make a bucket chain of downs to this place. Oh. A demon lord stands before you. Why don't you destroy her right here and now?
I could. But then every other demon lord would decide that he or she was next and stand against me. In response to that, the Imperial Lords would take up arms. Then Hell, Heaven, and Elysium would join the conflict. A war would break out, one which mortals could not hope to survive.
Well, I suppose that's fair. Why have you decided to descend to the world of mortals at this particular moment?
As I have already said, I am here to open your eyes to Nocticula's lies and to prevent more calamities in the future. You are at a crossroads now. I will not force you to do anything, but you needed to learn the truth and have the chance to cleanse yourself.
Okay, alright. Why did Aurilu do everything possible to lead us to the idea that she was the key, too?
The impulses that drive a soul as black as hers are beyond my comprehension. Perhaps she was startled by my arrival and decided not to bother keeping a secret that was bound to be revealed. Or perhaps she is up to some cunning scheme. Be on your guard. The architect of the world wound will surely try to bring you down. For if she truly is a key, then it must mean that she will die sooner or later due to the influence of her own horrible creation. And that means that sacrificing you is her only chance of survival.
Gerlin, I see you. At least they did not give her 9 tails. I see you. Okay. I'm gonna go for this one just because.
Aurilu has planted a piece of the abyss itself in your soul. The only thing that can cleanse the soul of such a taint is that same soul. But I will be near. I will show you how to root out the demonic corruption. I am not a demon, and I do not offer any simple solutions. You will have to go your own way, no matter where it leads. It is time to make your decision then.
Not quite. I'm gonna have to ask some questions to Nocticula first.
If you have questions, ask away.
Why did you try to hide the fact that closing the world wound would kill me?
Because if I'd told you the truth, you would have refused to do it. But you're not angry with me, are you? After all, everything has worked out perfectly fine. We found another key. So now you can live and enjoy your life. Provided that you catch Aurilu, of course.
I see. Now that we've decided to use a relive to close the world wound, do you still want me to keep the powers I acquired from her?
Of course I do. Firstly, you'll need those powers to catch Aurilu and bring her to Threshold. Surely you don't think she'll willingly fall into your hands, and the demonic hordes will politely make way for you. And secondly, the powers Aurilu gave you protect you from dying before your time. None of us want the wound to kill you prematurely. You are extremely useful to me alive. After all, if you let Aurilu slip through your fingers, we can always go back to the original plan for closing the wound.
And then kill you instead. Arila deliberately led us to get the idea that she was a key too. Why?
Apparently, she understood that her secret was about to be revealed anyway, so she decided to leave in style. What human female over 100 years old wouldn't feel flattered at being the center of attention? Although she could
Facts.
have other reasons. She obviously wanted us to understand everything and immediately rush off in pursuit of her. She's probably been preparing for a war of all against all for a long time. And now she wants to wage it on her own terms. Expect treachery and traps wherever you go.
Ooh, I love treachery and traps. Where did she go?
No, let's think. She's hidden in the abyss before. She won't dare to return there now. Not only to my realm, but to any other either. Even if Baphomet and Discari both take it upon themselves to guard Aurilu personally, that won't stop me from sneaking in, slitting her throat, and leaving undetected. And she knows that.
So she's in her lab, and she knows that. That's why she winked at me, isn't it? She's in her lab.
If I were her, I would hide in a place where the powers of her enemies were uncertain, and her own power was close to unlimited. I say you should look for her here, in the World Wound.
Aren't you afraid to stand in the presence of the goddess?
Tut tut, how rude! I wouldn't say the girl is that hideous. I admit her face is far from perfect. Her body too, to be honest. But all in all, not bad. I've seen worse.
I like Nocticulus so much.
Your theatrics are too transparent to offend me, demon. At least, they can hardly offend me more than the very fact of your existence.
Well, okay. Nocticula 3, Iomedae 1. Do you really plan to use me to become a goddess yourself?
That is nothing but the wild speculation of a little girl who gained celestial power through no merit of her own and now fears that others may do the same, forcing her to share her place in the spotlight. Do I want to become a goddess? Of course I do. Who wouldn't? Can you help me with that? Sadly, no. Of course, Aurilu used to blather on about how her brilliant invention could bake gods like pies. But between you and me, the cleverer the inventor, the larger their ego becomes. So far, she hasn't managed to create anything stronger than you. And, no offense, but you're no match for any deity.
Well, she is right. She's right.
Very well. It's time for you to make your decision then.
Not just yet, no. Let's go ask the companions for advice.
After I rejected my demonic past, I lost some of my previous abilities. It was difficult, but I coped with it. You are stronger than me, so there's no way that you won't get through this. Cast off the power of the abyss and follow your own path.
Don't even try to tell me that you are seriously considering rejecting your power. Power grants you the freedom to do whatever you wish. And you are prepared to simply toss it aside to become a nobody?
Okay. So I'm very depressed now. Because I'm gonna have to agree with Camellia of all people. Like, seriously? Camellia? Camellia. Seriously.
Your power doesn't lie in magic tricks. You know it doesn't. Your real power is inside you. You can win without tricks. I will help you.
Right, Amber. Yeah, you sit down now, darling.
I don't see any reason for deliberation. Your power is chaotic and capricious, and it originates from a demonic source. I doubt you can even control it. Heed the words of the goddess. Reject it. And then we will hunt down the real Vorlesh and deliver the punishment she deserves.
Gerlin says, at times, listening to my friends suggest I abandoned the power, and me having to ignore them hurt a lot. Yeah, that might not have been the best decision here, because it's so much more fun to be, you know, everything else but legend, I suppose. I think legend is just like real hard mode. Like hard mode. Like everyone is gonna lose all the mythic powers they've gotten, including yourself, you know. That's a no for me. That's a big no for me. It would break my game right now. But yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of hard. It's hard.
Iomade has spoken. What more is there to say? If there's a way to get rid of this demonic filth, do it.
But the thing is, there's only one opinion that might sway me, which is Darren. And that's it.
I do not think the source of your power really matters. What matters is how you use it.
Wow, see? Solziel agrees with me. You go, Solziel.
My brother is wise. Listen to his advice.
He really is, Trevor.
Someone pinch me. We are standing in the presence of the most pompous goddess in the world, debating whether we should listen to her or send her packing along with her invaluable opinions. I shall remember this moment for the rest of my life. Even as I stand in Pharasma's court, I shall tell this story to anyone who will listen.
Okay, so Darren doesn't really care. Darren doesn't really care.
As for your question, by all means, tell her to go to the abyss. The power is yours, and yours alone.
No, he's with me. Oh, you go, Darren. Yes, I knew I picked the best one to romance.
I hate it when they corner you and demand answers out of you. But fine, I'll tell you what I think. With you, I've always had my freedom, Chief, so I'll speak freely. Be who you are and don't count on gifts from nobody. You gave me the same advice back in Alishanira, remember? And I've never regretted following it. Maybe you won't have the powers you had before, but do you really need somebody's permission to do what you want to do? That's what it's all about.
I mean, I'm gonna say something here it's gonna be very, very personal, right? So think about that. Think about it for a second, okay? I convinced Wojciech not to accept the power of his granddad, which was a demon. And now he's telling me the same thing. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get the power anyway.
In another situation, I would have said this was all nonsense. But when we started working together, you were an extravagant and artistic person, but now your powers are influencing you more and more. You're losing your sanity. And I'm afraid it won't be long before you turn into a raving lunatic who goes around swearing that the moon is made of cheese.
Wait, what? The moon is not made of cheese? By the way, I find it so funny. He's like, "Oh, you're losing your sanity." Now I'm losing my sanity, but it now is it, you know, recently that I've been starting to lose my sanity? Because, you know, I might just be really great at, you know, keeping this to myself, but what is sanity anyway?
You know what I'm about to say, mistress. This power is ours, no matter where it came from or how we gained it. Only a complete idiot would reject such might. And if you consider the number of enemies you've made, then it would make you an idiot with a death wish.
Well, ain't she right?
Your powers are interesting from a theoretical point of view. You are an experiment started by Arilu Vorlesh, and terminating it before it is complete would be foolish, not to mention impolite.
Well, I think it's half and half. Most people that I like are actually in favor of me of taking it. Huh. I've made my decision.
I am waiting for your answer. I hope you will choose wisely.
Quite right. Make your choice, and make it the right one.
Oh,
Well, I can choose to be a Trickster, a Legend, or a Goat Dragon. Whoa, look at this! Goat Dragon form. Whoa, strength. Perfect body. I mean, I got that already, but anyway. Immunity to poison, disease, fear, confusion, paralysis, sleep, everything. Highest ability score gets +4 bonus. Hit dice are now D12s. Whoa there. All my weapons count as +5 weapons. What the? What? This is stupid. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. This is so overpowered. Okay, I might be doing this one on unfair. When on unfair, I might be doing this one, because this seems stupid. But anyway, well, we're tricksters, chat. And we will be tricksters always. Alright, let's see. What do I want? I mean, I think dodge mythic is quite good. Oh, I could get greater to weapon fighting. But let's see mythic ability. Although I still have 2 of them. Let's see if I want something here. Always a chance. You don't automatically miss when you roll a 1 on an attack roll. Still deal damage. Summons, jokes, healing, natural attacks, I don't care. Gerlin says, it's getting late, I will go to bed as well. Good night. Good night to you too. Cleaving shot is ranged. Dimensional retribution, it doesn't care because we cannot be targeted. Striking shot is range. Elemental barrier. I don't deal energy damage to anyone. Enduring spells don't care. Vigor. don't care. Expose vulnerability, it's ranged. Inspirational leader, I already have. Leading strike. Have too many of them in my... Too many of those in my party already. Rage, no. Mythic powers can negate any magic around you. Dispel any spells. I can't be targeted by spells. Mythic charge, don't care. Shadows, spells, don't care. Ranging shots, don't care. Rupture restraints, 3 times a day. I can dispel these things. This is ranged. Another hex. I don't care about hexes right now. Let's go with feats. Or I could get dodge mythic. I have another one at level 9. This is great, but you know, I'm gonna go dodge mythic. And on this one, we're gonna go athletics. And here, let's see, trickery level 2. Multiple magical effects do not differ much from complex magical traps. It can be disabled together just like any device. You can, as a standard action, attempt to dispel any magic effects on the target or on ground. Treat this as a degrader dispel magic spell only with caster level check replaced by trickery skill. Okay. There's mobility. Instead of just avoiding attacks of opportunity by your acrobatic movements, you can instead make them yourself every time you avoid one. Enemies count as flat-footed against those attacks. You already can break free from continuous conditions, but if you are strong enough, there is little difference between continuous and instantaneous. Every time you fail a saving throw, you can make an athletics check against DC equal to the original save plus 20. If you succeed, you automatically pass the saving throw. Wow, that's huge. You know nature so well that you know that it is natural to find gold and valuables in the wild. Every time you hunt, you get gold. Oh my god, how can I say no to this? Oh, I want this. What is level 3? You know nature so well that you know that it's perfectly natural to find powerful magical items in the wild. Maybe they do grow on the trees after all. You return from your hunt with random magical items. That is so great. That's so great. So I'm gonna be able to level up to one of those two. Let's see Trickery 3. Living creatures are also just complex devices and can be easily disabled. You can try to disable them, forcing them to make a fortitude saving throw. DC 15 plus my ranks in Trickery. The target fails, it dies. What? It dies? Wait a second there. What? This is so hard. Instead of avoiding just attacks of opportunity, you can now avoid normal attacks too. Every time you are hit by an attack, you can attempt a mobility check with -10 penalty. If the result is higher than the attacker's result, the attack misses. Whoa there. These are all so great. This is so great. Okay, I want these two. I'm gonna go with Trickery now. Which one was the one? Yeah, the saving throw one. That's the one I want, I think. But I don't like the third one of this part. But I want to pass every saving throw. Level 3 of this one is amazing. Level 3 of this one is amazing. I can only get another one level 3. I can only get another one that's level 3. So I can get another one level 2. Which means I won't be getting this one, probably. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting this one to 2 and 3, and then this one to 2. To 2. So I'm sorry, mobility. You're really good. But this one level 2 is amazing, and this one level 2 and 3 are amazing. Yeah. I have to get something, huh? Sure, find traps. I always have such problems finding traps. Let's go with this. I'm not gonna use these at all, ever. Ooh, now this. This is something else. Do I really need? This is charisma, right? Yeah, I don't have anyone with charisma. Okay, this one is also good. Nice. The choice is made. All you have to do is announce it to everyone. You can't really expect me to cut this grand caper short. This close to the big finale.
Your pride will destroy you, and perhaps all of Golarion with you. But I shall not intervene now, so as to avoid causing even more suffering to this world. Farewell.
They will never be able to understand it, Mistress. They'll keep thinking till the end that we're fighting this war to make their stupid plans come true. Not simply because we like it.
It would have been so foolish for you to reject your powers. So many victories, so many achievements lie ahead for you. Well, go now. Capture Arilu, and prove which of you is making the best use of her invention. I'll be watching you.
Well, I suppose we got Drazen back. And we made a very, very big choice. And I have no regrets, to be quite honest. I have 0 regrets. Actually, I feel really great about myself. That means that every other path we want to go, which means Lich, what's going to be the next playthrough, I'm also going to have to deny half of my companions. But maybe in the future I'll get to be legend one day. Yeah, maybe. It's taking forever to load. Come on, game. You can do it.
Oh, shadows.
2 days have passed. And the city is back to normal. Who is that?